Voice. They call it a parasite. They engineered poison specifically to destroy it. But 6,000 years ago, this weed was the food of pharaohs. Why is the modern world trying to kill the very thing that could save it? Welcome to Nature's Lost Vault. In the early 1900s, archaeologists broke the seal on burial chambers in Egypt that had been closed for 6,000 years. Inside, they expected gold. Instead, they found something that confused them. Placed carefully next to the mummies were small, dried tubers. These weren't accidental. They were the final meal for the dead and the fuel for their journey into the afterlife. But the story goes back even further. At a site called Wadi Kubaniya, scientists found these same wild roots dating back 16,000 years. That is 8,000 years before the invention of agriculture. This plant sustained humanity through the last ice age. It fed the builders of the pyramids. It was the foundation of the ancient world. Yet, if you walk into a modern agricultural office today and ask about this plant, they won't call it a superfood. They will call it a menace. They call it yellow nutsedge, and it is officially classified as one of the worst weeds on planet Earth. So, how did a sacred food become an agricultural criminal? To understand this, we have to look at what this plant actually is. We call them tiger nuts or Chufa, but they are not nuts at all. They are tubers, underground batteries of energy. They are rich in healthy fats, loaded with protein, and packed with resistant starch that feeds your gut bacteria. But their true power is survival. Ancient civilizations realized that you could dry these tubers and store them for years without refrigeration and without chemicals. When famine struck, or when the Nile failed to flood, people survived because of Chufa. It requires no fertilizer. It drinks very little water. It grows in soil where wheat and corn would simply die. And that is exactly why the industrial food system hates it. You see, modern agriculture is built on a specific business model. You buy the patented seeds, you buy the specific fertilizer, and you buy the chemical protection. It is a cycle of dependency. Chufa breaks that cycle. It is wild. It is free. You cannot patent a plant that has been feeding people for 16,000 years. You cannot sell fertilizer for a crop that grows in poor soil. And you certainly cannot control a food source that regenerates itself. And so, a war was declared. The United States Department of Agriculture and agencies around the world have spent millions of dollars researching how to eradicate it. Chemical companies have engineered specific herbicides, like halosulfuron and glyphosate, designed with one purpose: to wipe this plant off the face of the map. They labeled it invasive. But in nature, invasive just means successful. One single Chufa plant can produce 75 tubers. If you spray the leaves and kill the top, the tubers underground simply wait. They wait for the poison to wash away, and then they sprout again. It is survival perfected. This resilience drives industrial farmers crazy. They spray it, they till it, they poison it, and it comes back. The irony is tragic. We are poisoning the earth to kill a crop that produces more nutrition per acre than the wheat we are trying to protect. In Spain, specifically in Valencia, the tradition survived. They still grow it to make horchata. In parts of Africa, it's still a staple food, but in the rest of the world, we have been brainwashed to see abundance as a problem. Imagine a future where we didn't fight this plant. Research shows Chufa produces high-quality oil, comparable to olive oil. It yields massive amounts of food with zero inputs. It is gluten-free, dairy-free, and allergen-free. It is the perfect crop for a changing climate. But until the profit model changes, the war on Chufa will continue. They will keep selling you the poison, and they will keep telling you it's a weed. But now you know the truth. The pharaohs knew it. The survivalists know it. And maybe, Just maybe it's time we stopped poisoning our history and started eating it again. This plant is not a weed. It is a message from the past, waiting for us to listen. If you want to unlock more secrets that history forgot, make sure to subscribe to Nature's Lost Vault. The next discovery is waiting.